Hey guys, welcome back to the garden. My name's Brad. I'm a gardener here in Northeast Ohio, Zone 6B. I go by Garden Evolution. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you wouldn't mind, hit that subscribe button and hit like on this video. And today we're gonna dive into filling up my containers for the planting season with some compost mix. Now this is from Organic Mechanics. This is a peat-free compost-based additive to revitalize your soil and for new plantings. But in these containers, which are 24 by 24 by 24, these are from DIY Cartel. I went in with a topsoil and compost blend using this one to start these containers off rather than potting soil. Because these are such large pots, they are able to do more hefty soil for the long run. And I've had really great success with planting in them already. Since things have sunk down just a little bit and I didn't get them completely filled back up from when we moved them, I'm just gonna go in and just top them off with this compost. Ooh. Now I'm not gonna fill these up 100% of the way because we are going to be bringing in more plants this year, whether they be shrubs, trees, or just annuals and perennials. So I wanna leave some room to shift soil around for those containers. I have a couple random snowdrops in here too that I don't recall planting. And I really think I want to go forward in this fall and add some spring bulbs to this. I'm putting about 2 to 3 inches in here now. That will all get mixed in further as we plant, so I'm not too worried about it. And this will give a good protective layer for the soil. And as it gets watered in, it'll also seep in. We're gonna skip this container. I have a Ruby Ruffles patio peach here, and it seems like it's still alive. She's not loving life, but this was just a temporary home for her. And I haven't decided exactly where I want her to go. So I have to ponder on this. Maybe once we get this done, we'll have a better idea. I'm going from this direction rather than that direction because we have our basement doors there and can't exactly walk on those. I'm gonna need another, I think, bag or two. I'll be back. Okay. While I'm at it, I think I'm going to pull these yuccas. I am going to keep them in here. I just got to figure out where they're going to land. Now, these were temporary holds as well, so they shouldn't be. No. Goodness. I'm so happy about that. They're not rooted in too well, but they are happy. I'm just going to stick them off to the side. Yuccas have gotten such a bad rap, and believe me, I've tackled my fair share as well of this straight species, but these variegated ones don't seem to be as annoying as the straight variety. So I kind of like them, but if you like them but you don't want to have to deal with them in the landscape, I really suggest just putting them in some containers. They're very durable, very hardy plants, and enjoy them. They're drought tolerant. Okay, so this container, I'm not putting a ton in, and it's obviously low. We have a really, really nice Japanese maple going in here that I'm really excited about. One more. That should be good. Okay. All right, so I guess the next step is, where are we putting these yuccas? I'd like to point out, I only used 4 bags to revitalize all these, minus this one. Not bad. I am gonna see if I have a container to hold this one over in, and we can hopefully find her a new spot in the garden somewhere, so I can top this up. In fact, let's go do that now. All right, so I found 2 options. I found this one, which is probably what we're gonna end up with, and then I found this one, an old Monrovia pot. I know she's not rooted in, so I'm just gonna give it a gentle pull and see what we can do here. Definitely not gonna fit in that. Okay, I'm not gonna fill this whole thing up with a ton of soil. There's no point in that, especially if we're just gonna go ahead and transplant it again. There's some life. I see swollen buds, not to the extent of my bonfire peach, but oh, you know what? Let's just do it. Oh, still flexible. No green. I think we just wasted time. I don't think it's alive at all. Yeah, okay, well. Yeah, she's a goner. You win some, you lose some. Just how it is. Okay, and good news is, I don't have to find a spot for that. Bad news is it was a really pretty, small tree. It got darker color blooms than the patio peach that I currently have, which I was really enjoying, but it happens. So let's top this off with compost. I'm planning on putting a nice shrub here that's supposed to get really big, to contrast the beautiful maple that's coming in. So I've got plans. Okay, so next step is to find these a new spot. I'm gonna do a quick cleanup on them. This one's probably the worst. All right, so we're gonna have a Japanese maple here for sure. Another large shrub, it was there. Or possibly here. So I think I definitely wanna go for one right here. Let's do one on the back end here. Okay. And then definitely thinking one here. And then I want one down here, but maybe right here. Right here. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's get them in. Love it. So it's actually a new day. I went and put the camera uncharged after I finished up that project with full intentions on coming back out and doing some other stuff. Well, now it's raining out and it's getting close to dinner time. I actually went to work all day today, so now I'm kind of trying not to make this video too boring. So I figured we'll do a quick run through of the greenhouse and just kind of see how things are going right now and what we're going to restart rather quickly. I do want to say I have another seed order coming in as a last ditch effort to make sure I have more than enough stuff. It's just easier and cheaper to go with seed material than it is buying all those quarts. It's not to say that I'm not going to go out and buy quarts, but I'd rather try to save some money with what I can do on my own, you know? And if I have the space, which first update, I brought in more shelving. This is all I have left, and it's gonna go up here. I do need to bring out my stepladder to get the brackets down from where these used to be to put up here. So I'll probably do that off camera, probably tomorrow. And then when we go to do some potting up, we'll do that. But let's do a quick run through. Okay, so the chocolate fountain mimosa is leafing out because of the panels in the greenhouse. There is like a UV protectant on it, so it's not getting the colors that it needs right now. Once UV hits it, the color does come through on this, but it's leafing out, looking good. And then I did do a cutback on our alternanthera because this was happening. I might lose that one, I don't know. We'll have to give it some fertilizer. The coleus starts are looking pretty good. That is the average cost of a annual in my area, and that's why I shop in the cities next to me. Down here, still the begonias, waiting for them to, I don't know. I mean, they're slightly up. They probably could use maybe a bit of water. No. Dahlias that I pre-sprouted to take cuttings for, I'm hoping maybe tomorrow I can get those done. Some of them just not coming up. I don't know. Is what it is. We've got castor beans that popped up, and then cardoons, nothing yet, and then these paradazzler something, the Blackberry lilies, I did check one. They are sprouted, they're just taking their time. They're on heat mats as well, but it doesn't seem like it's cooking good enough. Celosia, still waiting on that, which shouldn't be waiting on. Terrible results with our strawberry blonde marigolds and ageratums. I've started ageratums over just to get them going. I did not repurchase these marigold seeds. I think I watered this one too much because you can see all the algae. This one, we've got some Irish Poet tassel flower and French hybrids. What is that? Lepto, if you can see the name there, make it out. They're up. I think this one actually needs, yeah, that one could actually use a little bit of watering. Salvias, that's what was in here. I'm gonna pot up a few more and then fill that tray up with some other stuff. Just dumped out a few things that just did not germinate. These are the Agastache, Histops, Estello. Poor germination on those. And this is the Estella Coral Salvia. Had good results germinating and then just kind of went downhill from there. Did pick up 2 of the red bananas at my local grocery store. They were 15 bucks a piece. Can't beat that. We have a lot of the gazania coming up. Still waiting on anchusa. We have potted up our Corsican mints. These guys will all be getting fertilized soon. We have some vincas, snapdragons, another type of vinca, which is the black cherry, which I think is over here as well. Black cherry, yeah, just ran out of space. So back to it, some snapdragons, nasturtiums, 4 o'clocks, and some other snapdragons. Rain's coming down again. Over here we have some of the, this is the Crimson Better, which I did restart again, which are these. We had much better, so I'm gonna get these potted on. These are a pink shimmer Kufia, and then a few random snapdragons that'll get potted on as well. Are, oh my goodness, what is this? Asrania Joan Lorraine, doing really good. I should have separated these, but knowing that I don't need too many, I'm gonna just let these be and I will pot them up and get them onto a trellis. Still struggling with some of the Terra Nova stuff. Some of it's coming around. We'll be doing another dumping session. I've got some new plants coming in from them. I think I mentioned that at some point, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna allow them to actually stay in their plugs, in their tray for a little while and just fertilize them as is until I start seeing them get truly root bound. Then I'll pot them on. These Coreopsis are looking phenomenal, as well as our Billy Buttons. We have lost some around the edges, and that's because, I don't know if you can really tell, but this tray kind of sinks in the center, and then the outer sides don't get as much water, so I have to hand water those. Getting a little nervous about my alyssum, so I'm gonna start some more of those. Unfortunately, none of the Cleome sparkler purples came up, and I'm gonna say that's probably because maybe there wasn't good contact with the soil. So when I start the new ones, which I do have more coming, I'm gonna restart them, and then I'm gonna just sprinkle a little bit of soil and vermiculate on top of it so that there's good contact. I do want you to see this. We are taking on, because of the amount of rain we're getting, a lot of water. And that's because this kind of does sit in an area that is sunken. We are going to address that with possibly French draining or something of that matter. All right, sorry, had a visitor. But yeah, so this sits in a little bit of a low spot, so either we're gonna have to figure something, I don't know. I'm not terribly panicked right now. This is the first time it's done this, but I'm taking advantage of it by watering a few plants. We bumped up some Nicotiana. These are the jasmines, and boy, they are loving life. I'm probably gonna separate them out a little bit more. We have some more salvias over here looking good. We are down to this many Kufia of the purple variety, Ambrowalia. I'm never starting again. And this is quite literally what I've been doing because I don't trust that the soil is okay. I'm not taking any more precautions. Over here, I've bumped up our Irish moss and our Stipa tenuissime, and then everything you see here, we're just waiting on. There are bulbs here of this Crocosmia, so I'm just waiting for them to resprout at this point. But a few other things I just think are pretty much toast. It is what it is. It's a gamble every time. We'll learn from it. Oh, and then Home Depot had these palms for $10 this past weekend, and I snatched up two with full intents of them going out here on either side of the greenhouse windows, well, greenhouse doors, until I came across the red bananas, which were the original plan, literally in the same day, just separate stores. So these will be going next to the door there, and then these palms will probably go in the containers that are out over past my Mercedes beach. All right, so that's gonna kind of wrap up what I did in the last day and a half. I wish I would have gotten more. I wish there was a lot more going on. I need to be better about picking up the camera, but there's going to be a lot going on within the next week. So we'll be starting to be able to put out a more consistent video. The whole entire garden is cut back, which has been one of the biggest pain in my butts. This has taken me so much longer than it normally has, so I'm so glad it's done and over with. So now we're going to start back in the garden and doing a lot of weeding and getting that under control, and then starting to mulch so everything's going to look nice. And then things are going to start progressively picking up. We've got some plants out here that we need to plant. We've got some plants coming in this week that we're going to get started planting, and then kind of see where the season takes us. So I hope you have enjoyed this weird video, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.